Alright, what's up everybody? We're back with some more TNT Championship Season 1 2024 action. We've got Scav versus Big Pimpintosh. Last of the competitive group replays that need to be done. And I figured we would hop over to competitive here as a little bit of a warm-up because after this match we are going to watch Tatanka and Melvin Furrow duke it out live in the round of 8, so that'll be very exciting. So, alright, let's get into it here. Game number 1. In the left-hand side, we've got Scav, and over on the right, Big Pimpintosh. Toads Magodes, both sides rocking the Explodey boys. And we've got some moles out of Scav. Really aggressive deck out of Scav, just a bunch of tier 1 and then Skunk Snake. Big Pimpintosh, a little bit more of a mid-range deck. I think it's pretty solid. You got the Pigeon Badger Falcon combo for the late game, Snake to do some esports or counter units, and Squirrel Toad early on. Looking at the map here, I think it's just fine. Definitely better for Tosh. I mean, having 3 nice and neat bases like this is always nice. This is also a little bit of a pain in the butt to attack into here. You got a little bit of a choke thanks to some of these trees. But this all kind of evens out pretty nice and wide here, so Scav should be able to come in. A mole being built by Scav here. The classic mole rusheroni in the pepperoni. Let's see it. Oh, these things are always like just barely the nick of time situations. Like, yeah, it's always so close. And then he's even going to come in. A little bit of mistake there from Scav, I think. He was really desperate to get something done with that, so that's great for Tosh. He's got to be super happy. That was literally like a second away from killing that pig. So, love to see it. You know, the mole rush, not as popular these days, but still possible. It's interesting too that you can warp to the mole warren. I haven't seen people really utilize that. I think everybody kind of forgets that. It's part of this balance patch. So, Squirrel Toad on the menu here for Tosh. Doubling up on Toads pretty early. Meanwhile, Scav, just squirrels for the moment. I like the idea of kind of going up to like 12 squirrels and then start peppering in some toads. Maybe 9 and 3 is okay as well. I feel like Tosh is pretty toad heavy right now, but as long as he just keeps building squirrels, should be fine. Yeah, I like the mix that Scav's got a little bit better. But again, as long as Tosh doesn't build more toads, I think more toads at this point is a little much. But let's see it. I mean, 6 toads right here, right now. Is Tosh going to move out? He's thinking about it. He's going to take the mill on the way over. I mean, 6 toads. Some are definitely going to make it. Damn, dude. Tosh almost losing the commander there. Going to wait to heal up, and here we go. Non-stop toad action today. Oh, the toads do connect, but it's not quite enough. Scav's couple toads were able to balance out with Tosh's. Now the moles here are really, dang, look at that. Heavy losses there for Tosh. Yeah, that's the trick about having the 6 toad. You know, like 3 toads will kill 6 toads. Now the moles here. Tosh trying to get the badger out. This is very bold. If Scav keeps the pressure on, I think Tosh is just dead. Like, he just lost that fight pretty hard. Look at that mole tanking, too. The moles took care of all the toads. Yeah, and I think the badger's just a little too ambitious. Oh, Scav's commander goes down. But the damage has been dealt here. So I think this one is probably over. Well, let's see, though. To be fair, if Tosh can hold the door and get out the badger. Scav has not realized the badger is coming. But I don't think that's not impacting Scav's decision. Like, Scav knows to keep the pressure up. And, yeah, unfortunately, Tosh just doesn't have enough to hold on here. So Scav is going to take a nice, quick game number 1. Really, a lot of that came down to that first engagement, you know? Like, you can see right there on the map at about 2:45 when Tosh pushed out with the toads. And Scav was just kind of ready with his own toads, with the mole there on the front line. So Scav's a very heavy Tier 1 composition. Doing quite nicely in the first game. Up here. Okay, game number 2. Alright, in the bottom, Big Pimpintosh, and up top, Scav. I do like the skunks a little bit better than the snakes, not so sure. Scav's still rocking very Tier 1 heavy. I do kind of like, I actually like the way that both players pivoted their decks here. Alright, this is how the mole rush is done. This is exactly the situation you want to do a mole rush in, where there's a little cheeky ledge on the back. And if Tosh is not thinking about this, this is going to be a free pig kill. And see, I'm curious, will he warp to it? He does warp to it! Alright! Alright, now Tosh knows, but it's a little... Oh no! Wow, dang! Alright, the pig gets up in time. I did not think it would. Yeah, you have to math that stuff out, like, exactly. Like, it's literally, like, a 1 or 2 seconds makes the biggest difference. Map looks a little better for Scav this time around. Nice 3 bases. And this base looks just so impossible to attack as well. This one's not so bad either. Like, up on the high ground is always nice. I mean, Tosh's bases are good, too. Another mole attack coming in. Tosh can just sell this pig. So delays that 8th farm a little bit. But overall, I don't think those attacks were that impactful. Chameleon's coming out right out the gate, which is smart because chameleons are really good against toads. And fast expansion for Tosh. Does that get scouted by Scav? Scav does not see it. Does Tosh see the tier 2? Tosh gonna check for the expo. Doesn't see the expo. And he sees the tier 2. So just more squirrels? Yeah, that makes sense. And some skunks on the way for Tosh, which I think is great. Skunk Pigeon against Chameleon seems pretty good. So far, I'd kind of say advantage Tosh here. Like, Scav's got a little bit of the tech tempo advantage. Scav's tier 2 are going to be out faster. But the thing is, that's probably not going to matter. And yeah, especially not now, because Scav is kind of rebuilding his base. So there's not going to be any timing attack with these cams or anything like that. Which means that Tosh just kind of gets the faster expansion for free, essentially. So, build order in favor of Tosh right now. Does even see the double tier 2. So knows that they can also go for some double tier 2 here. And expansion going to be coming up for Scav here shortly. So, first proper macro game of the day coming up. Oh, this is so awkward when you're just sitting here like, come on, give me the 60. Like, he still can't get it. And then it's going to build the snake. Dude, he can never build that mill. He's been waiting to build this mill forever. And it sucks because he could have scouted, right? Like, he's been sitting here kind of doing... Oh, my God. It's still... There it is. Jeez. No, and then he sells it. Oh, man. Oh, wait. He's got the cams in position over here for some Metal Gear Solid Chameleon action. He kind of wants them to sneak around, like, back here, really, more so than here. Like, and they actually could, which is kind of funny. But really, you want these chameleons to be attacking this bacon. Still no second base from Scav. Like, I wonder if he just feels like it's too late. I don't know. This is looking really good for Tosh. I mean, Tosh is getting up to 4 skunk, 4 falcon. I feel like that's a really strong composition here. And Scav, I mean, the 5-minute mark's about to come. If Scav is going to do something, he needs to do it soon. Once the 5-minute mark happens, like, we're not playing one-base games anymore. Whether you like it or not. Yeah, sees how far behind he is. I wasn't doing the best of my spectating there, apologies, but now he sees that the second base is half saturated. Here comes a Badger, so the best thing that Scav can hope for is to attack You know, essentially right when Tosh has 360 food invested in the Badger. And again, you remember I was harking on positioning earlier. Okay, Tosh smells something's up. Well, he heard the destruction of the campfire. And here we go, big attack, but I'm pretty confident in Tosh's ability to hold this. Let's see. Yeah, Tosh will hold this just fine, even keep most of his skunks alive. And now Scav is in very, very dire straits. Does get the campfire going. He's gonna limp into his second base here. I love this play, by the way, by Scav. This is so good. He just sold a bunch of stuff. And, not really a bunch of stuff, I guess, but he did sell down a little bit and go into farms, which is like, you kind of have to do that at this point. The Badger's been bought and paid for, though. Scav is gonna see that and, like, I mean, that's like a you think about tapping out kind of situation. Then again, he does have snakes. But Tosh plays a ton of Badger, so his Badger control should be pretty good. I think next time I'm playing more Tooth and Tail, I think I'm going to get into Badger a little bit more. Badger's a really fun unit, to be honest. It kind of works like the way that I want Fox to work. It's just like a strong unit you can micro and get a ton of value out of, right? Alright, here's the big bad Badger. And if I'm Tosh, maybe I'm throwing down a few more farms and then I'm going to go punch my enemy in the face. I'm going to take the third base. Yeah, and I would even queue up. I would just queue some farms and then move out. Like, let's go. More snakes on the way for Scav. Scav is trying to get back to the game on income, but just look at that income graph difference. Alright. So Tosh gonna grab the campfire for free. Trying to move in. This is a weird position. Needs to be careful. And just don't get the snake stacks. One stack on the Badger, but that's not enough. Now with this amount of pigeons, and there it is. Scav taps out. Tosh, point on the board here, fighting back. You know, Tosh says, you might have got me in the aggro game, but in the proper macro game, Tosh nailed it. So, and you know, I think that was a little bit of indecision from Scav, if I'm being honest. Like, he just never really committed to expanding. And he let Tosh do his thing. And over on the right-hand side, we got Scav. Still an aggressive deck here. A little bit of a split between Tier 1 and Tier 2. And Tosh over on the left-hand side. Changing it up, going to Owls. Interesting decision. I think it's more so to just keep things fresh. You know, just so Scav can't be like, oh, he's going to have the Badger no matter what. But I'm not sure how I feel about Owls on this patch. I feel like Badger is generally better. But I don't know. We'll find out as we go into the round of 8 in the competitive division, which, by the way, we should have Tatanka versus Melvin Furrow ready to roll after this set. Another mole rush, but this one's just right in front of Tosh, so it's just to try to get an overreaction, which it kind of did. Okay, now Tosh's going to sell that down. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, but this is what you got to be careful about, is that Tosh sold that Warren, but Scav built the Warren seeing that Tosh built the Warren. So now Scav's going to have the Warren and Tosh doesn't, right? But I think Tosh is okay. Like, the map's big enough that this will still be an advantage for Tosh. And then, yeah, Scav even sells that Warren off, so... Nice road here, by the way. I think this is going to come into play. Like, this is kind of a wild road. This is a very fair map for the most part. Like, look at this road just connecting the two bases. It's so cool. This looks like it could be like a campaign map or something. Like, look at this. Both sides with 3 bases and a cabin. 3 bases and a cabin. This ramping is very rough, though. You can see there, it's going to be hard to access this third base from Scav. So if we get a long game, I can see Tosh trying to make this kind of the attack angle. But Scav should also be aware of that and kind of keep the units out in the middle. So this middle ground, you know, is definitely going to be the no man's land. This is fun. This is going to be a great macro map here. There's even a little sneaky way to get over here. So it's not just like this is the only attack path. Either side could try to be a little bit of a sneaky sneak. But so far, not a whole lot to say on this game. Okay, looks like they are ready. Okay, sorry. Trying to coordinate with some of the players for the live match we're about to watch. Okay, so what we got going on this round? Macroing ensues as both players are in 2 bases. Here we go. Love to see it. Oh man, I love 6. I'm such a lizard player myself. Like, I love doing stuff like this. It's so rough in Tooth and Tail to defend this. And Tosh even thinking about it a little. Look at that, dude. Tosh is putting the squirrels over there. Oh my god, that was like the perfect timing too. Scav deciding to jump on this anyways, but poor decision there as Tosh will take that trade. But man, I don't think... Did Tosh see... I don't think he saw the lizards moving out. Maybe he did. But just really good game sense there from Tosh, saying like, you know what? Because Tosh knew about that alley. He probably saw the enemy had lizards. Was like, you know, this is a little exposed. Let me keep a couple units there. Look, he's got his cams there. So Tosh is really trying to be cognitive of the fact that there's multiple entrances to his base. Love to see it. Scav with a nice scout, but misses the owl. Knows something is up, though, and gonna come back in and double check, and gets a great view on the amount of farms on the second base, as well as sees the owl. But Scav's economy is ahead, but his unit comp is not gonna scale as well. Then again, like, a lot of skunks can kind of put the mice in their place, but I'm worried if we get to, like, late game, where Tosh has, like, 3 owls or something like that. Owl is bought and paid for. So Scav moving in. And, oh yeah, big attacks out of Scav here. Tons of mole warrants coming down. Let's go. This is a perfect time, too. 360 bucks wrapped up in an owl that's doing nothing. Look at all this pre-gas here from Scav. Scav's ready to rock and roll. All these moles are coming in. The lizards do a great job of soaking in the toad hits. But the defense from Tosh is too much. Some of the lizards miss rallying as well. If Tosh can just hold on. So many moles here, though. They can easily hop on top of this mill if they get the opportunity and hammer it down. But so far, again, Tosh's defense has been just fine. He loses a couple pigs, but not the end of the world. And now the owl is here. Tosh is able to hold on. And Scav is in bad shape. Now, the good thing for Scav is he does have the better economy, but he's going to lose so much value. He doesn't sell the mole warrens. He just lets them all die. And I think that's a tap. Tosh going up 2-1. Oh, what a cool fight. That was so hype. Okay. Game number 4. Between Scav and Big Pimpintosh. Let's get into it. Into the top. It is Scav with the tier 3 this time, going for the boar. And in the bottom left, Mr. Tosh. Same deck, I believe. Awkward map for Tosh. This map just screams, let's get a game 5. But not unplayable. It is a little bit difficult to attack into the moat. And Tosh can expand backwards. This is a bait. This is a bait mill. You never take this mill. Unless, like, you have balloons or something. Yeah, it's just, it always feels bad, man, when you're, like, on the low ground like this. But it's not so bad. Oh, look at that little spot. I'm surprised Scav didn't try to build a mole warren right there. Like, I've seen it to where it's like, this is your starting base, and that's just, like, super awful. But, yeah, you're on the low ground here, but it's kind of hard to attack into this, so I think Tosh is just fine. I do love this little thing here. This is kind of cute. Then go into the second base. Mole warren, but, again, it's just for show. Really short rush distance, though, which I think favors Scav. I think generally Tosh is the macro nerd, or the honorable nerd, as I say, because I'm kind of a macro guy myself. Like, Tosh is not trying to get a cheeky, aggressive win. He wants to take it to a proper macro game, wants to get a good army comp, and win that way. Scav with a really fast cam does signal aggression to me. 4-cam opener is very nice. Tosh scouts it though, gets his own cam as well. So, curious where they're going to divulge builds. Diverge, I should say. So far, pretty even Stevens. And Cam moving forward. Yeah, that's the expansion. Oh man, if that... Interesting that Tosh sells it, because he doesn't want Scav to see him expanding. It's actually really good that Tosh sold that, because if he didn't, then that Cam could have just sniped it, because Mill's spawn was such low HP. This is a nice little sneaky cam spot. Like, Scav could just park his cams right there and deal so much damage. I love seeing people try to be active with cams on the map. It's definitely one of those units. Oh my god, he's gonna... If he snipes this Owl Warren, he's not even gonna go... Does he see the Owl? Okay, he sees it. This is always the worst feeling ever. Like, Tosh was just out scouting, and you just get, like that's just, like, game-ending damage, dude. I saw his commander just stand there for a minute, as Tosh probably was yelling expletives. Like, that always feels super bad. Good play by Scav, I don't want to undermine it. But, you know, Tosh was just out scouting, and that's how important positions are, you know. Scav saw Tosh's units weren't quite in the right spot to be able to defend those pigs. Now, Tosh is going to kind of aggro, frustration, counterattack here. And the cams are getting work done. Scav actually sold off his cams to go into a lot of tier 1, which is kind of smart after that. Just because tier 1, like, builds so quickly, and he anticipated the counterattack. So, yeah, I think we're going to get a game 5 here. I think Tosh is going to try it one more time. He's going to get deflected, and then he's going to tap out, because his economy is just so far behind now. And he's got no real way to catch up. Like, that cam snipe, the Metal Gear Solid cams, just won the game. Let's see if Tosh, though, can make something happen. It's not impossible. Now would be a good time, though. Scav is investing in tier 2, so he's got a lot of money not in boots on the ground that are right here, right now. Trying to get a good angle with these cams is Tosh. And gonna come in from the side. Great engagement here for Tosh. Isn't going to be enough, though. Alright, he's gotten through the line. He's going to start getting some bacon. Oh my gosh, can Tosh do it? Can he get the counter damage done? He needs to kill a lot of these pigs. Oh, only 2 of them. But very, very good. Now the question is how many of these were starter pigs? And I don't think they were, judging by the amount of wheat that's left. Well, you never know at this point, though. Like, this 5-minute mark, the reason that's important is because at the 5-minute mark, all 4 of the starting pigs are going to go down. So, if those were pigs that you lost anyways, that's great. Okay, 2 of them were starting pigs for Tosh. That's not bad. And 2 of them, and the 2 that were killed were starting pigs for Scav, so that's unfortunate for Tosh. So 2 and 2. Yeah, Tosh was really probably hoping that all of those were starting pigs that got sniped. But 2 is actually pretty good for Tosh. He would have wanted 3, but 2 out of 3 is not bad. So Tosh is still in this game. Damn, snipes a cam just like that. Tosh moving in. Are we going to get a 3-1 victory here? Looks like too many squirrels, but that cam on the front line is tanking so much. Tosh is going to lose this fight, but not by a lot. Scav did invest in another mill. Campfire would really be the move in a scrappy situation like this. Man, I can't believe Tosh is still in this. I thought for sure, like, I saw him stop moving his commander after the cam debacle. Like, I think he thought for a second, like, do I tap out here, you know? Alright, Scav moving forward. It looks like he's been getting a little bit of momentum in these last few engagements. Tosh not really wanting to commit, but losing a lot from hesitating. Second cam is here, though, for Tosh. This is going to be such a scrappy game. This extra cam is easily going to clean up all these squirrels. Tosh needs to expand. He knows that. He's sold down everything but the cams. He's going to have 2 cams. That's it. Oh my gosh. Both cams are out. But Scav has a very significant army advantage right now. Tosh gonna try to get something done with the cams. He's gonna try to get a kill, hide back in the shadow, get these cams in the bath. Oh, but Scav is after him. Scav looking to get the stealth reveal, and he's gonna get it on the weakened one. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Tosh, run. Bro, this game is so nuts. This is probably the best game I've seen all season. I don't know, I love these like scrappy situations though. Oh my gosh, I can't believe Tosh got out of there with this cam. He doesn't have any farms though, he needs to farm up. These farms are gonna be gone very shortly. He actually rebuilt the 3 that he lost earlier. That's super unfortunate. He much rather would have built them here. Oh no, and then the cams are gonna snipe the mill. Can Tosh react in time? They're just gonna die so fast. Oh my god, I just got some extra HP too. It didn't quite save its life, but it almost did. Scav is just gonna commit and try to kill the mill. No, he's gonna take the engagement. This is bad for Scav. He's gonna lose both his cams. Alright, Tosh's gotta get this other cam. Oh my god, oh my gosh. Oh dude, those moves from Scav are great, but all his squirrels are gonna go down. What is this game, dude? Oh, that cam lives. It's just hiding in the shadows. Alright, the economy is starting to flourish for Scav. Tosh gonna try to return the favor. This mill's been around for a while, though. It's got a lot of HP on it. Tosh is now starving. It's now or never for Tosh. He's gonna put the opponent in starvation, too. Okay, it takes 20 seconds to build a mill. Oh my gosh. 1 cam versus 1 squirrel. Oh, dude, Tosh. Okay, Tosh can go home and get the campfire. That's probably the best bet. He could still build a mill as well. Oh, no, no, no. Don't lose the cam. Oh, okay. He's rebuilding the mill, and he's gonna get the mill of his opponent. Okay, but that doesn't mean Scav is done. Dang, that was a very bold move from Tosh. He had to do that based on mini-map micro. Oh, he cannot lose his cam. Scav trying desperately, but if the cam... Nice reveal there, but he's fine. The 2 squirrels are not going to be able to take both these cams out. Tosh, it was 16 seconds. Okay, Tosh is fine. Okay, Tosh looking around. And 2 cams versus a bunch of squirrels. Tosh is gonna win this through starvation, 3-1. Holy moly. What a game. By far my favorite game of the season so far. Jeez Louise. Tosh, some killer play there in that last match. Takes the series 3-1.